Hey everyone, Jake from Boost Disablers here. Today we're doing a quick troubleshooting video to address a couple concerns and issues that people have when they first plug in our Boost Disablers. In this video, we're going to talk about what happens if you plug the device in and then you notice that your transmission starts shifting a little bit weird. Secondly, we're going to cover what happens if you plug the device in and the lights don't light up at all, or all of the dashboard lights go off and things start getting really funky inside of the vehicle. And then the third thing that we're going to cover is how to find your vehicle's VIN and how to decode your VIN so that you can know if your engine has active or dynamic fuel management, and also so that you can know what transmission you have to make sure your vehicle is compatible with our Boost device. So first of all, covering the first problem that we mentioned here, if you plug this in and notice that your transmission is shifting a little bit funky or weird, that is not a problem necessarily caused by our device. It is more so a byproduct of disabling active or dynamic fuel management. These transmissions and engine computers have what's called learned adaptations, and so your transmission basically becomes used to the engine shifting into 4-cylinder mode very frequently. So when we plug our device in, your truck stays in V8 mode 100% of the time. The transmission isn't used to being in V8 mode 100% of the time, so it takes it a little bit of time to recalibrate and relearn what's going on with the engine and the transmission and how it's supposed to be shifting. Our Boost device does not alter the transmission at all, and so the first thing, if you're noticing weird shifts going on, is to go ahead and reset the learned adaptations on your transmission. And the way you do that is by unhooking your battery. And you want to go ahead and unhook the negative cable on your battery and leave it unhooked for at least 1 hour. And what that will do is fully reset the ECM, and that will get rid of all the learned adaptations, and your transmission should be shifting great after that. You're going to want to unhook the battery. You only need to unhook the negative cable, so you just want to go ahead and back off the bolt that's on there, completely pull the cable off and separate it from the battery, and let it sit unplugged for approximately an hour. And it doesn't hurt to do it for more than an hour, and that will fully reset all of the learned adaptations within your transmission and your engine's computer, and that will fix your rough shifting. Second, if you plug this device in and the green light on the top doesn't come on at all, or it sends off a bunch of funky lights on the dashboard, there's a very good chance that your fuse is bad for your OBD port. You can test this by plugging other things into your OBD port like a diagnostic scanner, but it's very simple to go ahead and pull the fuse from the fuse box located in your engine compartment to go ahead and check if you have a bad fuse, as that frequently leads to issues with this not working or tons of dash lights going off. The fuse is typically going to be labeled CIG, LTR, or OBD. The first two is because the OBD port often shares the same fuse with the cigarette lighter if your vehicle has a cigarette lighter. So look for the fuse CIG, LTR, or OBD and go ahead and pull that and see if you need to replace it. The fuse box on the majority of GM vehicles is located right inside the engine bay on the driver's side. On this Tahoe, it's right here. It's got a little charging symbol on it. And so if we go ahead and pop this off, you will have access to all of your fuses, and then inside of here is the diagram for the fuse box as well. And so that lets you know what all of these fuses are. And you can see specifically here on this 2008 Tahoe that fuse number 53 says LTR, and that is for the cigarette lighter, which also is tied into the OBD port. So you'll want to go ahead and pull fuse 53 and replace that if it's bad, and that should fix any issues with this device not working or weird things happening on the dashboard when you plug it in. And then the third thing is going to be going ahead and finding and decoding your VIN. This is helpful to know what transmission you have, and also to see if you actually have active fuel management or dynamic fuel management, since there were a handful of vehicles from 2021 and 2022 that came from the factory without DFM or AFM because of chip shortages during COVID. What you can do is go ahead and use a VIN decoder. We use the one from gmpartsgiant.com, and you can plug your VIN in there and you can look specifically for the engine RPO code YK9. If you have the YK9 RPO code, that means that your vehicle did not come with active or dynamic fuel management from the factory, and that's great news because then you don't need our device. To find your VIN number, you're going to want to come over here to the driver's side. Right inside the window on top of the dashboard is going to be where your VIN plate is, and if you have a hard time reading that, you can also come inside to the door frame, and inside the door jamb right down there, you'll have your VIN number as well. So you can take that, plug that into a VIN decoder, and that'll let you know what transmission you have, and you can look for that YK9 RPO code to know if your vehicle even came with active or dynamic fuel management to begin with. All right, guys, that wraps it up on our troubleshooting video here. Hopefully this helped you fix the small issues that might be happening once you plug in our Boost device. If you guys have any questions or any issues, please reach out to our support team. We're extremely quick at responding and more than happy to help you get your issues fixed and get you a new device if there does happen to be an issue with the actual device itself.